Hey, this is Stacy Blades with Electric Radio Kings, and you are listening to Blevins Nation.
Welcome back. It's Blevins Nation, episode number 19. We're talking with Kyle Hughes. He plays with Bumblefoot. He plays with Marco Mendoza. Mendoza is of the Dead Daisies. Sit back, hold tight, and open up your ears. The revolution is here. Keep it live. Hi, this is Chris with Blevins Nation Podcast. This is going to be episode number 18, and we're talking with Kyle Hughes over in the United Kingdom, and he plays drums for Bumblefoot. How's it going, Kyle?
I'm good, Chris. How are you, man? You all right?
Oh yeah, I'm really good. Just got off work, and I know we've been trying to do this for a couple of weeks now, and you're I think you're what, 5 hours ahead of me because it's around 8 o'clock there, isn't it?
Yes. It's about 20 to 8 here, so 28 a.m.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, but you've actually caught me on a bank holiday Monday, as we call it over here, where everyone, everyone's got the drinks out and all that kind of thing. But I'm busy, man. I need to go on tour in 2 days' time, so I'm kind of not enjoying it as much as I usually would, but I'm going to have a good time on the road, so just keep myself right, you know.
Oh, yeah. So you going out on the road with Bumblefoot?
I'm not. Bumblefoot's in a band at the moment called Sons of Apollo.
Yeah, that's right.
Great band, I'm a big fan. And so, yeah, he's going to be busy for, he's busy for quite a large amount of the year, but, you never know. This year we might get some shows going. It's all just dependent on both our schedules, really. But I'm going out on tour with Marco Mendoza, who's currently with the Dead Daisies.
Okay.
And yeah, that's all over Europe and stuff.
Yeah, I've actually.
So I'm going out with Marco. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice. I've seen a couple of things on them on I guess Twitter and probably most notably either Facebook or Instagram. I see a lot of stuff about Dead Daisies, so that's cool. All right. So go ahead.
Yeah, that is. I've just actually finished a tour with him, and we're going back out to promote his solo album, Viva La Rock. Me and a friend of mine from Newcastle upon Tyne, as well, I live in the UK. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we're going out back out to do it again, second round, and it's always a blast to him. Marco, he's a sweetheart, and obviously, an absolute monster musician. He's a legend in the business, don't we know it? And he's a great, it's always a blast making music with that guy. So it's good. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah. So how long have you been in the business?
I started playing drums when I was 6 years old, and that was kind of just a hobby. I never really took it too seriously because I wanted to be an actor, believe it or not. I was like two sort of careers, being a rock star or being an actor. But I started doing theatre shows and singing and doing the whole acting thing when I was really young, maybe 4 or 5, maybe, like really early on. But I did a gig at my grandmother's retirement party, and my dad, obviously, before I was even born, he was in bands and stuff. And so what he did, he saw that I was getting a feel for the drum set and stuff. And so fast forward 3 years to this retirement party, my dad asked me if I wanted to get up and play a blues track, which is Walking By Myself by a guitarist called Gary Moore. And that was the first song I ever played live on stage. And from that moment, it just changed the game, man. I wanted to be a rock star from then on, and it's been pretty crazy ever since, I've got to be honest.
Well, very cool, very cool. So you're from United Kingdom. Where at?
Newcastle upon Tyne, northeast of England.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got the magpies for the Newcastle United football team tattooed on my chest. It always keeps me. It helps me remember. It helps me know that I'm from there. It's like when I'm traveling and stuff. It always they travel with me, so it's a good thing.
Oh well, that's cool. That's cool. So now, when you say football, you're talking soccer, right?
Football, yeah. Soccer, yeah. The Americans, yeah, soccer, man.
And well, the reason I wanted to make that clear is because I actually coach football here in the United States at high school level, and did a little bit of college, but it's football, not what the Americans call soccer. So, but yeah, just wanted to make sure that's
right,
yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, yeah. Well, that's one thing I don't have is I don't have football written, tattooed across my chest. But
oh well, the thing is, I haven't got the word football. It's the Magpie. They're called the Magpies, Newcastle United, and
oh, okay,
yeah,
okay, I got you.
For me, it's, yeah, I think if I got football tattooed on me, I don't know, I'd have to get rid of that foot somehow. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and well, it's one of those things. It's like, as we're called Geordies out here, and to travel the world, I'm proud to be a Geordie, and of course, it's like you just do your thing. You know what I mean? I travel, and the accents are quite a strong accent, so it goes with me everywhere and confuses the hell out of a few people, but.
I bet.
Good stuff, man.
I bet. So have you been to the States over here playing before, or any plans on it?
I have played a couple of gigs out there. I played a gig in New York and New Jersey, and that was with Bumblefoot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm hoping to get back out there. I haven't really got any plans as of like next month or anything. Like, it's nothing like as quick as that. We're looking maybe January.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I always take things as they come, and so obviously the next thing's the Marlborough Cheer. And we'll just we'll see what happens. But I've had loads of offers come in. You've just got, obviously it's a long way, and you've just got to kind of monitor what's going on around in my country, and obviously, in Europe and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of got to come first, and then, we usually plan very like a couple of months in advance if it's anything in the US and stuff. So
oh yeah,
but not right now, or not anything like in the near future, but maybe in January or something. It's looking like we're going to get some shows going, so
okay,
we'll see what happens.
Okay, that's cool. Now, where is Bumblefoot from? Is he over in the United Kingdom, or is he based here in the States? Or because I know he played with Guns N' Roses, for a little while. So
of course, yeah. I think Ron is from New York.
Okay.
But he obviously lives in Jersey. And yeah, that was the thing. I met Ron in Newcastle, where I'm from, which is weird. My band at the time, my original band, Twister, the singer calls me up and goes, "Hey, we have a gig supporting and opening up for Bumblefoot," and I was kind of like, cool, man. So obviously you do your homework, you check out who everyone is, and just the guy's an absolute monster, and now it's like, it's just insane. The guy just every time I jam with him or see him on, doing a concert or something under a pod, it's like, what the hell, the guy's insane, and so yeah, we got that gig, and literally I was 17 at the time. We turned up, we got the tracks sent to us via email and stuff, and then we just rocked up at the gig. And did an hour sound check, just ran the whole set, and then we were on stage for the real thing, the big rock show. And from then, literally, just next thing you know, he kind of just said, "Hey, stay in touch," and then we played, around the world since. So it's been great, and it's weird how these things happen. You never even think that something's a break, or you never think something's going to happen. You just kind of go with the flow, and then next thing you know, you're actually doing it, and you think, "Oh, that was a break," and I didn't even know it was. So it's a great thing, and I was very fortunate to have met Ron. Definitely, he's an incredible guy, and as we both know, an absolutely monster guitar player.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I got a real good friend of mine that's a drummer here, and he travels for I forget what business it is, but anyway, selling to drums to stores and all kind of different stuff. Anyway, he's a out of town salesman. I texted him and told him, I said, "Hey, have you ever heard of Kyle Hughes?" And he said, "No." I said, "Well, he plays drums for Bumblefoot." He said, "Well, if he plays drums for Bumblefoot, he must be pretty badass."
Yeah. Well, it's very kind of me. You know, I try my best. That's all I'm going to say. I try my best. And, I mean, it's a challenging set. The thing is, the material, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a thing of like, with the way I look at it with any set is, when you get the call and, you know, you have to deliver at the end of the day. And the way I look at it is, it doesn't matter how hard a set is. If that's what I have to do, then that's what I have to do. I train myself to play it. And obviously, me and Bumblefoot have performed many times now, and that set kind of just, you know, I could tomorrow night. I mean, you know, I'd like to run through things if I can. I mean, I'm confident, but I'm not that confident. You know, it's always good to have a bit of time to prepare yourself for these things. But in general, it's like, you know, I've played the set quite a few times now, and it would come to me. If I had to play it tonight, I probably could, but I always like to give myself a day just to train myself back into that, because especially with Marco, the two sets are completely different, you know, and they're demanding in different ways. Like with Marco's set, there's a lot of vocals and stuff, and obviously with Bumblefoot, it's just like the whole thing's just insane drum-wise, but it's a challenge, and I'm always up for that. You know, I like playing tough material, and even if it's simple material, it's like I just enjoy playing music, man. Like, honestly, I just love what I do. So for me, it's you know, it's something to challenge. It's great for me, and I just love playing the drums. I love playing music, and it's like, it's my job, and I get to enjoy it. So for me, it's like there's no excuses. If something's tough to play and all that kind of thing, it's great for me. I love doing that. And if I really sink my teeth into learning something difficult, it's like, you know, it's fantastic. You know, that for me is like, it's kind of like it's work, but it's not work, because I just enjoy it. You know, and I get off on like just playing music. It's the reason I do it. I enjoy it. So yeah, it's all cool, man. It's all good.
Well, that's awesome. So so you played your first gig with Bumblefoot at 17. So how old are you now?
20 years old.
Awesome. I love to see young guys, young cats that can really play and really know their instrument. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's awesome. But what kind of drums you play?
Drums, I play Natal drums, or Natal drums, British company, and in my opinion, I mean, I've played some drum kits in the past, but I endorse Natal, and I'm not just saying it because I endorse them and I'm an artist and all that kind of thing. It's not about that. The reason I'm with the company, the drums sound great acoustically in the studio live. I love playing the drums. Obviously, sometimes when you're out on the road, you might notice I sometimes play other kits, but that's just down to, you know, times on the road. Sometimes a kit turns up and you got to jump on it and just go for it. But my preferred setup in the companies I endorse are Natal drums, just said, Regal tip drumsticks. I've been with them for a while now. Aquarian drum heads. I mean, that actually hasn't been announced yet, so I've announced something I shouldn't have there, but never mind, it's out there now.
That's all right.
And Istanbul Mehmet cymbals. I endorse Istanbul, and I've been with them since I was 15 years old.
Cool.
So it's cool.
Awesome.
I can't forget, I nearly forgot, a custom-made pedal company from Poland called Charci Capito. The best pedals I've ever played. I endorse them as well, and it's great company. I think it's one guy that runs the whole company. It's just an independent company. But damn, man, what great pedals! Fantastic. You know, they've been great with me ever since I became an artist, and very proud to represent that brand as well. You know.
That's cool. So have you ever played any? You know, I don't know how much drums are. How many? You know. What am I trying to say here? Like if DW's over there, or if Pearl is over there, or Tama, you know what I'm saying? Or have you ever played any of those?
I've never played any of those companies.
Okay.
Of their drums.
I was going to ask if they were comparable, you know, if they were close to what you played or anything, but you know, okay.
Oh, sound-wise, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. I mean, the thing is with DW and Pearl, obviously they're big companies. You know, it's like all around the world. I mean, you know, the kit I just had to play with on the last two was a DW kit.
Yeah.
But for me, obviously, if I could, I'd prefer to have Natal. I've got to be honest.
Okay.
You know, because, I mean, for one, that's the company that I endorse. And two, For me, honestly, they're not as expensive as most drum sets, like the DWs and the Pearls. But I have to say, I think sound-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is because, DW is such a big name, but honestly, Natal, for me, they're the best sounding drums I've ever played. And I'm not just saying it, I wouldn't just say it, I wouldn't have anything to do with the company if I didn't believe that the product was, was something that I wanted to be involved with. Natal's by far the best drums I've ever played. And for me, it's like, they're starting to, even now, the drummers that are playing those drums are like, playing with very big bands. And it's only a matter of time when Natal really blows up. And, because in my opinion, they're, I would say on par, if not, in my opinion, better than most drums I've played. And I mean that. I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean that. So, yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. And you know what? You've been there from the start, it sounds like. So, that's good for you, especially when it does blow up.
Well, that's it. For me, loyalty is a big thing. And I'm like, I've stuck with Istanbul since I was 15. And, sometimes, I've had some other offers come in, but for me, it's about, what do I get out of that company? Do we have a good relationship? And if the answer is yes, then for me, that goes a lot, speaks volumes above everything, because if you can get on with the artist relations and things, they're the people that you need to get on with, and it's not about the discount, it's not about getting free stuff, it's about, do I want to play the cymbals, the drums, do I want to use these drumsticks, and is the relationship good? And the answer for all the categories is yes, and that's why I'm involved with the companies, because we get on, and they look after me as much as they can, wherever I go in the world. Sometimes with tours, like I said, sometimes you turn up and the drum kit's just there, and that's the one that you have to use, and it might not be what I prefer, but in general, if I can make a couple of phone calls, it can be changed, and I can have all my gear. But sometimes it's just it's a bit tricky when you're on the road, and time's against you, and you're traveling all the time. So sometimes you just have to put up with it. But man, I'm very proud to represent the companies I'm with.
That's cool. That's cool, man. And loyalty is a something hard to find nowadays. But that's a whole nother podcast. But have you have you recorded with Bumblefoot? So are you on? Have you done some anything that's out there right now?
As far as being in the studio and recording albums, I haven't recorded anything with Bumblefoot yet. You never know what the future holds. If Ron wants to do some solo stuff again, which I'm sure he will at some point. Obviously, I'm sure we'll talk about it. But as of right now, we haven't spoke about anything. But there are some. There's a lot of live footage out there, some HD stuff from a gig from. Not the first gig I did in Newcastle, but the second one. That's on YouTube somewhere. There's plenty of footage of me playing with Bumblefoot, and but no studio stuff as of yet.
Okay,
but, you never know.
Now, do you stay busy? Do you work another job, or are you just a musician? What's that like over in in Newcassil?
Just a musician.
Just a musician. That's awesome.
Yeah, just a musician. I perform gigs every week. Every week I'm on the stage, whether it's just in the local area. But I've been fortunate this year. Obviously, I went to LA for the NAMM show and had a couple of things on out there. And then after that, I got home for a week. And I was away on tour with Mendoza for a month. So I've been fortunate over the last couple of months. Like this year, from the moment this year started, it's just been, full with tours and interviews and stuff. So I have been very busy, and of course I have this tour coming up on what starts Thursday, Europe and the UK, with Margot. And in general, with me, if I'm not busy, I always find a way to keep busy, if that makes sense. And the thing is, I don't just do things, I don't just randomly the thing is, I don't talk about it to loads, but I don't promote things if there's nothing to promote. But for me, what I do, obviously, at the moment, I am busy with this upcoming tour, so I have to, of course, be ready for that. But even during this tour, I've got meetings set up for some projects, and I've had some conversations with a few artists over in the States and Canada, and I'm not going to name names because it's not really at that stage yet.
Yeah.
But you never know, man. There's plenty of things going on, plenty of projects that I'm, setting up with some people in the UK and the US, and it's and what I do is I always just wait until I have time to get to that. I don't want to do everything at once where something has to suffer. It's like I always like if I can get as many things going and juggle everything, but I don't want it to be a thing where I have to let people down, because that's not what I do. I commit to one thing. That's the priority. In this case, it's the Marco tour, and then after that, I've got my eyes on a couple of the projects. So I'm definitely busy for the next couple of months, and have a couple of things coming up. So it's all cool. But yeah, just a working musician. I don't have any other job. I just work in music, and I'm very grateful that I can sort of make a living out of it.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
it,
That's cool. Yeah, when you said that about you had some other projects to work on, but you couldn't say anything yet because they're not at that stage, that reminded me of something that a musician told me years and years ago, that his cousin is Billy Gibbons in ZZ Top.
Wow.
And he told me that being a musician and in this business, never tell what you're going to do, only tell what you've done, because things can change in a heartbeat. And you don't want to be that guy saying, "Oh, I'm doing this and this."
Right,
Yeah, so wow, that's I haven't thought about that in years, and that kicked into my head. So that's cool. I got to remember that. Because
the thing, this is honestly it's weird that you said that, because with these projects that I'm working on, obviously at the moment, I'm doing the Marco tour, but anything can change when you're doing that too. You can get a call when you're on the road, you can get a call when you come back from the road, or anything can happen. And I always say to guys, listen, let's have a plan here, but obviously, anything can change, and that doesn't just go for me, that goes for anyone.
Yeah.
But that's the way the business is, and I'm starting to see more and more of that, which isn't a bad thing. But like I said, I always try to honor my commitments, which is why I don't want to juggle too many things, because you end up letting people down.
Yeah.
And that's not cool. I always like to have enough projects where I can hit each one and sort of structure things if I can. But if Bon Jovi calls me up, then obviously you're gonna have to reconsider everything.
Exactly. Exactly. But you know what? Nothing in this business is set in stone. I don't even care if you're in the middle of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is set in stone in this in the music business, unfortunately. So, yeah, I mean. And my friend I was telling you about that does business, he actually works for the company that sells Sonar drums. So he works with Nico McBrain, Iron Maiden, So, so yeah, he was at NAMM. You said you were there this year, so that's cool.
Which me and Margo took a selfie with Nico, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Very cool.
I think I've seen Nico, but I don't think I said hi or anything. Obviously,
yeah, he was
something like that. But you see these guys, and they're pretty recognizable fellas. I mean, Iron Maiden, come on, pretty big band, aren't they?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, that's cool, man. Well, Kyle, I'm gonna let you get off of here, man, because I don't want to, just in case they are charging you for me calling you, which would be ridiculous, but you never know how phone companies are, so
it's not a problem, Chris. You don't need to worry about that, man. That's all cool.
Hey, well, that's cool. I want to say thank you so much for allowing me to interview you. It's been fun. I mean, awesome. I loved it. And I'm going to keep your number, and we'll keep in touch. Let me know anytime you're doing stuff, especially if you come to the States.
I will do, Chris. And Chris, are we still rolling this podcast? Because I want to make a quick announcement just at the end.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, go ahead. We can do, and also, let,
cool, man. Well,
let people know the website, like a Facebook or Twitter, whatever,
Yeah, but actually, what I was actually going to say was just anyone who's tuning in or checking this out, make sure you check out Chris's channel, you know, on Twitter and all that kind of thing. Make sure you check out the podcast, show your support for Chris.
Oh,
And it's like, honestly, man, it's been a pleasure.
hey,
you know,
hey, man, thank you.
An interview, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I just want to give you a shout out, man, because
Hey.
I appreciate that. And but,
Hey.
you know, if you want to keep updated with what I'm doing, check out my official website, www.kylehughesdrummer.co.uk. And all my social medias is just Kyle Hughes, my name, Kyle Hughes, drums on the end.
Drums.
And that's like Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of thing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, if you want to keep updated, do that. But make sure you check out Chris first. Make sure you do that.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. And you know what? As soon as I get it, you know, uploaded and everything to the net, I'll let you know. And just, hey, all I ask is just spread it around, you know. So the more people I get to listen,
will do.
the more I can do, you know. So, well, Kyle.
Absolutely, Chris. Well, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, thank you. You too. And we'll talk.
No worries, man. Take care, buddy.
All right. You too. Bye-bye. Well, that ends another episode of Blevins Nation Podcast. I want to thank all my listeners. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to my Facebook Live. And please subscribe. Check out Dirty Outlaw Entertainment. Check out my buddies over at Sweet Tooth Jones. Check out all the bands that are working with Dirty Outlaw Entertainment, 12 Stones, Lillian Axe, Electric Radio Kings. Enough's Enough should be working with them too. Lots of bands. Stonebreed, yeah, I can't forget Stonebreed. Actually going to have my next podcast is with Brennan Paul, guitar player lead guitar player for the band Stonebreed. So don't forget to check all that stuff out. Don't forget, wherever you go, there you are. Support live music. Go out and buy music. Buy music. Do not Spotify it. Buy it. Anyway, I know I'm on Spotify, but my shit's free. You don't have to pay for mine. Anyway, love you all. Have a good one. And remember, the next podcast, I'm going to be doing another contest, so pay attention. Peace out.